If it wasn't for the great Dr. Martin Luther King, Ball to Your Fall would never have existed. Thank you for all you've done for us. Today we celebrate you. You have brought a group of men together, and we are diverse. We are brothers. We have created a brotherhood. Thanks to you. Today we celebrate you. Ball to Your Fall.
They see I hoop out, it ain't shit when I ball. AM to the PM on my grind till I fall. Swishing is the mission, double when I'm done. Ballin' like LaMelo with a dish, 1 of 1. Till I fall, ball till you fall. Till you fall, ball till you fall. Till I fall, till you fall. Till you fall, ball till you fall.
Welcome to the Ball to Your Fall Fantasy League show, where each and every week we discuss who's balling and who's falling. This week we're going to talk about fantasy league standings and predictions. Where is everybody going to end up? And also we're going to talk about some surprisingly good and some surprisingly bad NBA teams. I'm your host, George Hudgens.
I am your co-host, Robert Hudgens, also known as Pocket Full of Stones.
I'm Kyle Allen, Harlow's hero.
Let's get right into it. Let's get into these standings and predictions, man. Look, some people are going to be excited about this. Some people's feelings are going to be hurt. So let's start at the bottom. Let's start at the bottom, right? All right. You know we have this NBA play-in situation. So who's going to play in and play out? What are your thoughts, Robert? Who's going to play in and play out of the playoffs?
Well, I'm looking at the standings at the moment, and I have Lemon Pepper Lou at 3-9 in the East, and I also have Rick at 3-9 in the East. So between those two, based off of the roster, I think Jerry's going to be a play-in guy. I think it's his time to get a high draft pick. And in the West, I got Randy at 6-6 and Go to Town Gunners at 5-7. I like Tommy as far as experience, but I think Randy's a better player. So I have Randy playing in and I have Tommy playing out.
Interesting. What are your thoughts, Kyle?
Man, I actually really like Tommy's team, Go to Town Gunners. I played them, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, and they were high-powered, man. They knocked me around a little bit. Yeah, Tommy was strong. So, I don't know, although I don't remember how I did against that funky good stuff. So, I don't know, but I do like Tommy's team. Like I said, they messed up pretty good. I'm still remembering it. It was such a beating. I think Jerry's going down. I'm taking on Jerry this week right now. He's going to put an L next to his name, and Jerry's going to be hurting. So that's my prediction. Jerry's going to be out. Rick's going to be in. I'm going to be in. And Tommy's going to be in. That's where I stand.
All right, I think you guys got the assignment all wrong, right? There's 10 teams in the league. 2 teams got to go out. And then when it comes to the playoff brackets, the conference doesn't really count. So you don't have like one person not making the playoffs per conference. It's overall record after that. So following the assignment the correct way, I have 3 candidates that can play in or play out. Obviously Rick and Jerry, they have the 2 worst records, 3-9 in the league. And unfortunately, man, I hate to do this to you, man, but Kyle, man, you're a candidate. You're a candidate, man. You're right there. So let's talk about the middle of the pack team, the ones that are just right there in the middle, you know, ho-hum, to use religious terms, lukewarm, and neither hot nor cold. What are these teams, man? What teams do you have just in the middle, just floundering? Robert, what do you have?
You know, when I look at the middle of the pack teams, first of all, between Kyle, first of all, Kyle, you know, we're not gonna you know, speak of you with any exemption. I honestly feel like your attire and your lifestyle is in question, and you're on the hot seat.
Fair enough.
No, but I have middle of the pack, man. I got Damron, and I got Randy, and I got Tommy as middle of the pack. Everybody else, I'm cool on that. I really do think Kyle has a shot to make some changes. Honestly, man, you're really not far off. But what you're gonna have to do, honestly, no tampering, by the way, you guys, no tampering. So don't, you know. And we have a strict rule on tampering in this league. So don't be trading Steph Curry for Aaron Gordon. That's not gonna happen in my league.
No.
Aaron Gordon had a good game last night, man. Don't on Aaron Gordon.
He was spoon fed. But no, I honestly, I really do feel those are the guys that have.
Do you feel like any of those people are like a dark horse team? Like they actually have a good squad, but maybe got hit by COVID or injuries or something like that? You see one of those teams is vaulting themselves from the middle of the pack to being a true contender?
I hate to say it, man, but damn right.
Yeah.
It's a pandemic year.
Yeah.
And he has specialized skills to sneak up in your window, snatching your people up. No, he rapes people out here, man. That's just what he does. So that's what it does. That's what happens.
I agree. What are your thoughts, Kyle? What do you think about the who do you have in the middle of the pack?
Yeah, I mean, definitely got to be worried about Damron, especially two-time champion.
Three-time champion.
Three-time, yeah. There you go. Three-time champion. As much as I hate it, yeah, you got to be worried about him. You also got to be worried about Harlow's hero. Once he gets Damian Lillard healthy, who hasn't been healthy all season, has played like 10 games for me. Damian Lillard, once he's healthy, I'm putting up 1,200 points again a week. You know, I've put up the high numbers. It's just, man, COVID has like been so crushing. It's hard to even fill the team. It's just been hard to even like get enough players healthy that I can be competitive without having to drop, somebody really impactful. And it's like, I know that, I'm going to have to put this guy on the bench for a week. We'll say it's, I don't know. Let's look at the team real quick. Freaking, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Say, he's somebody really good, but, out with COVID for a week. You're not going to drop him, but what are you going to do? Clint Capella hasn't played in a while, or he's been on and off. Spencer Dinwiddie. Hell, I was so close to dropping him like 2 weeks ago. So once you start putting these guys, everybody gets healthy, we get through this COVID stuff, people will get back on the court. I think I can make a run. Dark horse right here, gonna do it.
I'm gonna say you're a bit biased, Kyle. I got you in the bottom, so that's. Look, man. I love you guys. Like brothers, like fake brothers or whatever.
You know why we a good partnership for us? Because we be watching out for one another, like brothers and stuff.
I got a real brother and a fake brother, but hey, man, in the middle of the pack, man, I'm just looking at the records. I got Tommy, Go to Town Gunners, Randy, Team That Funky Good Stuff. Damron is in that middle, and he's definitely a dark horse. And Robert, I gotta put you in there, man. I mean, I know you might feel like you're threatening the throne, but your record is right there in the middle of the pack, man. It's just home. 75, barely 500. So I do think you have. I think out of that group, and based on track record, based on history, Robin and Damron are dark horses. I wouldn't want to see them in the playoffs. You got to go through them, but I wouldn't want to see them. And that's my two dark horses. But let's talk about the real group, right? Let's talk about who really matters. Okay? the top of the pack, the real deal Holyfield, the contenders. And to make this topic a little bit interesting, right? Out of the people that you have in the top, put some Vegas odds on it. Like, what are the percentages? You know, what percentage chance do you give them to win it?
I would compare your record and odds. To the Atlanta Hawks when they had Al Horford, Joe Johnson, and all those guys. So they had the best record, and they had the best. No. They had the best odds. But I also feel that you have had some bubble champion victories this year, and honestly, your team could be elite. But let's be honest. You're the new James Harden of the league. You're waiting on a fat guy to carry you to the promised land, and he's in Portland right now.
Chuck, you had a visceral reaction to this.
It looked like me and Shaq had a baby. They gonna do, man. I just look like I quit. I gotta get. Hey, come on, man. What it look like, Chuck? Like me and you had a baby. God dang, this dude. They eat good in New Orleans.
Eating Twinkies, and that's what you're waiting on. Like, your best player is Jokic, which is halfway a fat guy. So I'm just telling you, like, that's your legendary status. You're led by Jokic, which is a joke.
I'm gonna reserve my comments to my turn. Kyle, what are you? Odds though. You got to give it some percentages, Robert. What are the odds? Who do you have as contenders, true contenders?
Okay.
What are the odds on them?
I'm gonna give you a 25% chance. So if I give you a 25% chance, and you're the top candidate, I feel like everybody has a 25% chance to win it out of the top four. That's fair. That's a fair assumption.
Hey man, you're gonna start putting some respect on my name, man. But go ahead, Kyle. What's your opinion? What are the Vegas odds of who's gonna win it? Who do you feel are top?
Vegas odds, baby. I'm gonna put plus 300 on the reigning champion, Damron. You know? Oh yeah. I mean, I'm telling you, man. He's the one I'm scared of. You don't win in this league twice in a row, 3 times overall by falling asleep here at the end. He made a run last year. I thought he was dead and gone last year, and he made a run. So I'm gonna make Damron my favorite at plus 300. I'm gonna put maybe EA at plus 450. He's my number 2 favorite. I like his squad. And George, you're coming in at number 3 right now, man. You're in a weaker division. You know, you've gotten to play myself. You've gotten to play. You've gotten to play Jerry. You've gotten to play Rick a little bit. You know, you're beating up on some of us, weaker players. So I'm gonna put you at 3rd right now. But you're in the top 3, right? And then I'll put myself 4th, of course.
And I like how you use like the real Vegas odds. I don't really understand. I don't really understand those numbers. Man.
It just means if you put $100 down, you can win plus 300 on Damron. You can win 300 on Damron. If you put 100 down on EA or Air Games, or what's his last name? Is it Eric?
Oh, so the more money you win, the lower the odds, right?
If it's plus, you win some money. If it's it's all about handicapping, right?
All right, I'm just gonna say, so maybe it's not Vegas odds. Maybe I'm just gonna give a percentage of what percentage chance do I think they have? That's over my head, but I think there's 3 people in it. You know, you got. I'm looking at the records. I'm looking at Reed. Is he 8-5 or do I have that right? EA. I think he's at 8-5 or no. 8-4, and then I'm 9-3. So, and I'm going to take a little bit of a twist on this. You know, you would think since I have the best record, right? I would give myself the best odds, and of course I'm myself, so I should bet on myself. But I'm not gonna bet on me, so I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. Reed, out of this group of 3, has I always look at, and this is something, I don't know how many people look at this, but I always look at the PF and PA, the points for, points against. To me, the points against is very, very important. This is what you're scoring, on average per week. Because sometimes, don't you hate when you play somebody and say they have the most amount of points that week in the whole league, and you have like the second most points in the whole, league that week. You would have beat any other team had you been matched up with them, but you were just matched up against the person who had the most points. So to me, that tells you how strong you are. Reed, out of this group of three, has the weakest PL, points for. So I give him a 10% chance to win. EA actually has the most points for. So I give him a 50% chance. And I give myself 40%, It all depends on that week, and that's been indicated by my record. And Kyle, you make a good point though. I have been like, Brooklyn in the East or something, and just beating up on weaker competition. But I'm holding on to hope for Zion. If I get Zion, if Zion comes back this year, because I'm 9-3 without Zion. He's been on O all year. And I haven't been able to even put anybody else on O. Like when I have 2 people out with COVID now. So if I was able to just put one of those people on O and put another person in the lineup, that would make me strong. But Zion's been killing me all year. If Zion happens to get his fat ass back on the court, you guys are in trouble, man. So
I hope he comes back, because if he does come back, let's just talk about strategy. Kyle, make sure you use his strategy when you play somebody that's holding on to a player they're in love with. So if he does come back and he is somewhat in shape, they're going to do that minutes restrictions. Then they're going to do the every other game. So it's going to probably kick in right when the playoffs start. Oh, I'll take that. I'll take that your Zion pick up all day, and I will beat your ass.
No, trust me. I'm watching it. If he comes back right before the playoffs, I'm going to drop him.
Huh?
I'm hoping he'll come back in time to ramp into shape and all that stuff. But if he, I'm not going to hold on to somebody that's on a 20 minutes restriction, because they're going to put him on a minutes restriction. I mean, they got him on a doggone minutes restriction as he's rehabbing. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that.
Okay.
Those are my eyes. So that's some surprises this year. All right, you got some surprisingly good teams and some surprisingly bad teams, right? And I kind of want to talk about the teams that I know people in our fantasy league have, kind of an allegiance to. They're fans of these teams. So let's talk about Memphis. Beat Golden State last night. They're on a 10-game winning streak. They're 4th in the West, but they gained ground quickly on Utah. Utah's been dropping games left and right. I want to talk about Memphis. Washington, been surprising this year. They got all those people from the Lakers. Kyle Kuzma's been playing well. Montrezl Harrell's been playing well. Spencer Dinwiddie's healthy this year. Bradley Beal's playing his usual stuff. So that's Rick's team. What do we think about them? New York. There's a lot of excitement about New York. The Garden's been packed. Fans have been hanging on the edge of their seats, hoping that Randall can make a shot or a free throw or whatever. What do we think about the Knicks? They've been kind of like surprisingly bad, unfortunately. And Atlanta. Kyle and I are Atlanta fans, and somewhat Robert is. What's going on in that situation? So let's start with Memphis. Man, right now it looks like to me, and I watched this game last night with Memphis and Golden State, and Robert was calling me before the game, man, like, hey man, this game is gonna tell us everything we need to know, man. I'm telling you, Memphis is the truth. Hey, Memphis outdueled them. They Golden State's pretty much all the way healthy. Memphis is actually missing some critical pieces, Steven Adams and Dylan Brooks. They beat them straight up. Ja Morant, some could say outplayed Steph. Clay's not 100% yet, but Memphis is looking good on a 10-game winning streak. They demolished us like however many times they played us this year, the Lakers. Memphis is the truth, man. Is Ja the best point guard in the league?
Yeah, he's definitely in consideration. I'm still gonna put my money right now on Steph. I think Steph draws more attention. Shout out to Kyle for getting that draft pick. He's been carrying you, man, to how many ever victories you have. But yeah, Steph is still the best player, man. He's still right there in the MVP conversation. But what I do like about Ja over Steph, when it comes down to the end of the game, man, he comes at your chest, man, and he gets it done. Steph is more, he'll end up with the numbers, but I don't like that last moment with him. He always throws up a half-court three. You know, it's like unless the game is in hand, he's not really that great of a closer. I got Ja Morant as a top 2-point guard right now. I got him over Lillard. I've got him over Kyrie. I definitely got him over CP3, so that just leaves Steph.
Yeah, I agree with Robert. Steph, for me, is number one. He, Harlow Heroes, first-round draft pick, Steph Curry.
What is he averaging? What is he averaging this year for you?
Probably 40, 41, 42. He's not been as good as maybe I hoped. He's been doing, I don't know, it seems like he's been distributing. His assist numbers are a little bit higher. His points are a little bit lower. But anyways.
40.8 to be exact.
What is it, 40.8?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hell, it's even dipped into 39 for, get a couple days here and there. But anyways, yeah, man, he's still the real deal. And Ja's pretty good, but he's no Trae Young. I'm kind of teasing, obviously. Again, I'm biased. But yeah, Ja.
You like Trae Young better than Ja Morant? Like if you were a GM and you had to decide, who would you take? In reality,
I'd honestly probably go Ja. I mean, like Robert said, there's nobody in the league that shoots off the dribble better than Steph. Trae does a pretty good job of shooting off the dribble, which is tough. He's definitely, obviously Trae's a better shooter than Ja, but to Robert's point, man, I do like that. You're right. Ja goes right at you, man. At the end of that game, he is damn fearless. And that's pretty cool to watch. That's fun. So, yeah, I like Ja a lot. He's, again, just fun to watch. Memphis is pretty good. Memphis is pretty good. I did pull up the Vegas standings right before we talked, just to see how good, or if Vegas believes Memphis is actually good. They've got them at a plus 6,600, which is about the 15th team down on the list. So they're not respecting Memphis at the moment. Yeah, they don't respect Memphis at the moment. And really, they don't respect Chicago either. I was just looking at that too. Chicago's at plus 2,500, which means if you put 100 on Chicago today, then you can win 2,500 if they win it all. And they're about 10th on the list, which I was surprised just because Chicago's considered dominant. But anyways, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of get that Chicago one. The Chicago, I don't believe in them. I don't know, it's just something about it.
Feeds DeRozan. DeRozan, pump fake for the win. Got it again! At the buzzer!
It's just something about them that just seems like they're built well for the regular season. Just not so sure that DeRozan and Levine are going to be as effective in the playoffs. I always feel like playoff success is predicated on taking your game up a level, especially your stars. And I just believe Levine and DeRozan their production is gonna go down. DeRozan's having an MVP season, regular season. I just think in the playoffs, man, people are gonna choke up on that little mid-range jumper. It's not gonna go. But back to Memphis. I think Memphis is gonna be the Atlanta this year. Atlanta made it to the Eastern Conference Finals last year. I think that's Memphis, man. Right now, man, if you ask me, say they make it to the second round and somehow they get matched up with, like, let's say Golden State has the #1 record and they get matched up with Phoenix. I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure Phoenix can beat them, man. Especially because to me, Ja is a way better player than Booker. He has way more impact on the game. And, I'm always into this evolution thing as far as, like, the evolution of the big man, the evolution of the point guard, the evolution of just play in general. Ja, to me, is like a hybrid of Westbrook and Chris Paul, maybe. Yeah, man, like I almost wonder, and let me ask you guys this question. Do you think Ja is more athletic than Westbrook was in his prime?
No.
Okay.
Not at his size. Westbrook's
Maybe, yeah.
still long.
Yeah, if you want to count his body build, yeah, Westbrook was massive.
Yeah.
But as far as hops, man, like, did you all see that two-handed block he had the other night?
Avery Bradley with the deflection against Bane. Oh my God! What an incredible you're going to ever see. Yeah, Bane's the initial defender, and he blocks it with two hands. And all by John Moran.
I mean, Unreal is right. This guy, just look where he is when he catches it at the top of the square, the box on the backboard. Look at his hands up there. He almost hit his head on the backboard.
Oh my God! Like, and then like even the oop he caught, his head was at the rim. Like, and he's like 6 foot maybe. So, yeah, John's special, man. He's shooting like 40% from the three this year.
Wow.
Yeah, that's only gonna get better. And yeah, John's the truth, man. So I'm really, Robert's been talking up. I know he has John on his team, and sometimes when you have somebody on your fantasy league team, you have a little bit more of a bias towards that team. But Memphis is on my radar screen. So Washington though, Rick's team, they started out, really good, but I think they kind of regressed back to the norm of Washington teams. And I think they're in like 8th place now. But when you watch them play, I've watched a few of their games this year. When you watch them play, they're playing good basketball. Nice, fundamental, sound basketball. They have several key contributors. They're getting players back. Hashimura's coming back. Thomas Bryant's coming back. What do you guys think about Washington? Ron?
I wouldn't want to play them in the play-in because to me, every player they have can elevate their game to another level. First of all, you haven't seen the best of Pharrell until you see him in the playoffs. He's different in the playoffs. I think Kuzma is where he's at, but I think he could be a good little playoff player. Beal definitely has experience and he's going to rise. And then Dinwiddie. So I like their team. I think that they're going to make the playoffs, but I think that they're going to still be just some eighth place team that's going to go down.
I tend to agree. I think they'll be a first round and out team, but I think they'll push you to a 5-game set. Is the first round 5 games?
No, it's all 7 games.
It's all 7? Oh my bad. Yeah, I think they'll push you to a 7-game set. I've watched them a little bit more this year because our boy Rick is a fan, and I didn't know that in years past. But mainly my experience watching them is against the Hawks. But I agree. I think I know this specifically because he's on my team. Dinwiddie's been getting hot lately. They've been kind of doing some like weird thing with his playing time though. Not playing much one game and then he'll go off for 45 the next. And, again, just kind of up and down with his minutes. But yeah, I think George has a great point too. I really like Thomas Bryant. If that dude can get healthy, man, he's really good. He's really good interior. Hashimura is a pretty good player too. They're better than I think people realize. You see Washington and you're like, probably not for real. It's kind of like the same thing you do with the Hawks. But I think Washington's a little bit better than people expect this year.
Yeah, I'm curious to see when they get healthy. Thomas Bryant is supposed to come back this week. Hashimura's already back, but he's kind of on a minutes restriction. I think Bradley Beal might have a little nagging injury, but yeah, they look good. They look good. I agree with everybody else. I hate that I don't have a different opinion, but yeah, I think they're gonna be a first round exit. But they have a bright future. All of those people are still young, and if they can shore them up, chemistry and everything, they can come up in the rankings a little bit. Maybe even package up so people get a trade. So, all right, let's go to New York. New York, Gardens packed. All the celebrities are there, but the Knicks are laying eggs, man. What do you guys think about this?
Yeah.
Any upside for them, or is it just all in the crapper?
Yeah, let's just knock this out real quick. No.
I was gonna say the same thing. The Knicks are the Knicks are the Knicks. Like they'll be lucky to make the playoffs.
Yeah. I don't get it. I don't get it. The whole Kimba situation. I thought Fournier would do good over there. Actually, RJ Barrett's playing better. Randall's kind of playing like how he used to play last year. I don't understand what's going wrong. Quickly, I don't get it, man. I think Tom Thibodeau, I think he wears you down. There's only so much you can do, man. Like every one of his teams hits a rookie, and that's the Knicks. Last team, man. Last team. And I want to say this, man. You know, this has been a pretty good year in the city of Atlanta. All right, you know, we got the Braves with the World Series. We got the Georgia Bulldogs. Finally got over the hump. Beat that Crimson Tide. Atlanta made a run last year to the Eastern Conference Finals. And Kyle, I know you and I had great hopes for them this year. Bringing everybody back. You know, felt like some of the young players should build on the momentum of what they did in the playoffs with Herter and Riddick. But they're like 12th place. What the hell? What's going on, Kyle?
Dude, you almost wonder if they caught, just that magic, caught that magic last year, and just not sure if they can recreate that. We got to get Hunter healthy. DeAndre Hunter is key. He's really good. He's key to the team. I think that, and we just got to get healthy in general. I think, Capella's been in and out. I got hopes for him, but I'm not overly optimistic. They went on a second half run last year after All-Star break, so maybe we can pull something off like that again. That's my only concern with Memphis, too, going back to Memphis, is that I think they might be peaking a little bit early. The Hawks peaked at about the right time last year and carried them in the playoffs. Maybe they can do it again, but let's see.
Yeah, man. The coaching change last year was the catalyst. And I hate to say it, man, we need something like that. Like, obviously want to keep Nate McMillan, but maybe we need a big trade. There's been some rumors about Ben Simmons, for like a Collins package or something like that, or maybe package up some of the wings. I think we need a big trade, man. We need a splash, something that can kind of be just a rallying cry. Like, oh, okay, now we have the piece that we need. Let's play ball now. What are your thoughts, Robert?
Yeah, I think the process needs to be simplified. I think the Hawks need to go back and look at what they did last year and do the exact same thing. I think they need to fire Nate McMillan. And I know that sounds crazy, but y'all thought I was crazy when I said, fire the ball-headed guy. But fire Nate McMillan. First of all, let me tell you why. Neither one of them are world changer type coaches. So to me, you could fill that void with another coach. And I think that the Hawks react off of something changing. Now, it might sound crazy and it's not going to work long term, but fire him and just bring in Mark Jackson or whoever will take the job, and I promise you something will change. A trade's not going to fix them. I love their roster. The trade's not going to work. I like their roster. Trae Young, bona fide star. Herter, money shooter. John Collins, a stud. Capella, dirty work, dog, does everything you need him to do. Then you got Bogdanovic. If you want to trade somebody, get rid of his ass. He's a guy I don't like. But other than that, you got Reddish, and then you got, what's the guy that's hurt? Hunter is always hurt.
Yep.
Yeah, I just think, man, stick to what you got, man. They have a Memphis type squad on their hands, and they can capitalize, but they need a leader of men.
What do you think about these the NFL playoffs? Like, you got anybody you're watching out for?
I actually really like the Raiders. I just think they're kind of a fun team. I like David Carr. I like the Raiders and I like the Bengals. I think they're both fun teams, man. The Bengals are so exciting.
I know. Burrow's gonna be exciting, man. He's the future.
Yeah. T. Higgins is nasty too. Boyd's pretty good. So that offense is cool. Joe Mixon.
Yeah.
Now we only got
obviously, I would love to see Tampa Bay and Green Bay again. Just match up at some point. I don't know, man. I kind of want to see. I wouldn't mind seeing like Green Bay and Kansas City. That'd be nice. The Titans. Getting Derrick Henry back. That's gonna be interesting. They've been playing some good ball, great D, running game, great line. That's kind of what we're looking out for.